Welcome to this new automotive news video for Friday, June 19, 2026. Today we're going to talk about the average price of new cars, which is going to increase again because of a new European tax. We'll also talk about BMW, which is finally revealing the prices and range of its highly anticipated i3. About Ford, which is suing a massive recall in Europe due to a particularly serious issue, and about Volkswagen, which is being forced to remove several models from its lineup. I hope the topics I've chosen for this video will interest you. If that's the case, I'm counting on you to show it by leaving a like, subscribing for future videos, and boosting this one if the option appears for you. And of course, also by leaving a comment where you simply share your opinion about today's news. But before I talk to you about today's automotive news, I'm going to quickly tell you about the sponsor of this video, which is Autodoc. As some of you already know, I'm currently restoring an old Mercedes diesel. And among the work that needs to be done, there's the clutch, which is completely shot, so I had to order the necessary parts to continue getting it back on the road. And for that, I went through Autodoc. If you don't know Autodoc yet, it's simply one of the European leaders in auto parts. They offer several million parts from 1,400 different brands with everything you need to maintain or repair a car, a motorcycle, a van, or even a truck. The prices are also very affordable with regular promotions and special offers directly on the app, which makes it easy to manage your budget when you're working on a restoration project like this, or simply when you need to do maintenance on your car. Autodoc's parts search system is very convenient. I just select my vehicle on the app, and it immediately shows me the compatible parts. I don't have to spend hours comparing references or checking if the part actually fits my vehicle. You can easily find parts categories here, like everything for transmission and clutch. And in my case, it's especially useful because we're talking about a diesel truck here that's starting to get a bit old. It's not the most common vehicle nowadays, and some parts are really hard to find. But still, I managed to find everything I needed through Autodoc, which also offers many less common parts, which is a big plus for anyone working on older vehicles, slightly unusual cars, or even modern classics. So I add my clutch kit to the cart, and before finalizing the order, of course I enter the code EKII in the promo code box, which I encourage you to use to get a 5% discount on your order. I confirm the order, and a few days later the parts arrive. We unpack the clutch kit for the Mercedes and see everything is included. Now we just need to install it and proceed to the next step. And if you ever order the wrong part, or if a part doesn't end up meeting your needs, Autodoc also offers a simple and fast return system. So if you're looking for parts for your vehicle, I really encourage you to download the Autodoc app using the link that will be in the description below this video and pinned in the top comment. And above all, don't forget to use the code EKI, which gives you an extra 5% off your order. Thanks to Autodoc for supporting this video, and now let's get started with today's news. Buying a new car is already very expensive. In France, the average price of a new car has now reached 34,600 euros. And unfortunately, because of a new European tax, the situation could get even worse. Indeed, after taxing combustion engine cars and Chinese electric cars, the European Parliament now wants to introduce a new tax on hybrid cars. For now, not all hybrid technologies are affected. One particular type is being targeted here, a hybrid car technology that many Europeans appreciate for its versatility. Plug-in hybrid cars, which are capable of driving several dozen kilometers in full electric mode and can also handle long trips thanks to their combustion engine, are experiencing rapid growth. In Europe, sales increased by 28% between January and April 2026, compared to the same period in 2025, with around 364,000 new registrations. And it is precisely this success that has attracted the attention of the European Commission, because the European Commission noticed that the brands benefiting the most from the rise of plug-in hybrids are not European brands, but actually Chinese brands. For example, as I mentioned to you recently in another video, the best-selling plug-in hybrid car in Europe is a BYD, the BYD Seal Celion. Chinese brands account for 21% of the plug-in hybrid market share in Europe, compared to just 7% during the same period last year. The reason for this growth is very easy to explain. Chinese plug-in hybrid cars, or at least those from Chinese brands, are much cheaper than what is offered by European competitors and sometimes even have a monopoly. Let me give you a quick example. BYD is the only brand currently offering a plug-in hybrid city car in its lineup. It's the BYD Dolphin, and it's a car that sells for 23,000 euros. That's 8,000 euros less than a Renault 5 Electric. For much more versatility, since it's capable of up to 90 kilometers of all-electric range, which is enough for daily use. But also on top of that, it can provide about 900 kilometers of additional range thanks to the gasoline engine, something a Renault 5 Electric is completely incapable of. As you can see, they are much cheaper. And for this reason, the European Commission wants to impose new taxes on them, specifically aimed at plug-in hybrids coming from Chinese brands. The European Commission is preparing a new set of measures that would extend the taxes currently applied only to Chinese electric vehicles to plug-in hybrids, with the goal of reducing the price gap between these brands and European brands. The Commission says this measure makes sense because, as with electric cars, Chinese brands use their technological lead in battery manufacturing to produce cheaper batteries and challenge European brands in their own market. We're discussing taxes that would remain lower than those on Chinese electric vehicles, which can exceed 30%. This would drive up their prices at dealerships and make buying a new car even more unaffordable for millions of Europeans. For many of them, Chinese brands were often among the last to offer acceptable prices. Speaking of prices, let's now talk about the prices of the new electric i3 that have just been revealed by BMW. As you'll see, these prices are not exactly affordable. Indeed, BMW probably didn't expect such enthusiasm, since initially BMW had planned to open orders for its new i3 in the fall of 2026. In the end, orders have been open since June 18th, giving BMW the opportunity to announce the much-anticipated prices for this new i3. For now, the i3 will only be available in a single version, the i3 50 xDrive First Edition, which starts, drumroll please, at 74,850 euros. That's not cheap, and it's actually 2,000 euros more expensive than the current all-electric iX3. The iX3, which historically has always been above the 3 Series in the lineup, and it's especially 20,000 euros more than the current entry-level 3 Series with a combustion engine. It's true that for an electric car, the BMW i3 still has some serious advantages. We're talking about one of the most technologically advanced cars among European models. It's based on an 800-volt architecture. It has 2 motors that together produce 470 horsepower. And here, it's true that it's incomparable with the entry-level combustion models, which are 20,000 euros cheaper and offer much more reasonable power, around 150 horsepower. It supports fast charging power that can reach up to 400 kilowatts, and above all, thanks to a large 108.7 kilowatt-hour battery, it claims up to 906 kilometers of range. That's more than the iX3, and unless I'm mistaken, it's a record. I don't think there are any other European brands currently offering electric cars with more range in their lineup. When it comes to equipment, BMW didn't do things halfway, since on this version you'll find an almost 18-inch central screen, combined with the panoramic iDrive system, as well as the Vision panoramic display, which is a kind of head-up display that extends all the way across the bottom of the windshield. Electric heated seats with memory, 3-zone climate control, a very high-end audio system, all obviously accompanied by all the modern driver assistance features. This first edition, so the pre-order edition, also comes with a few extra bonuses. A sporty aerodynamic package, increased braking power, a heated steering wheel, a hands-free electric tailgate, and a special edition. And on top of that, for the first 300 customers, BMW is offering a long-term lease at 790 euros per month with no down payment, over 48 months, and 40,000 kilometers driven. Unfortunately, we have to talk about some news that's a little less positive, as Ford has just announced a large-scale recall affecting several 100,000 vehicles due to a rather serious issue. 500,000 cars are being recalled in Europe due to a potential fire risk. According to information provided directly by Ford and European authorities, a fuel line may come into contact with certain nearby components in the engine compartment. Over time, and with the vibrations caused by the combustion engine, this slight friction between the fuel line and other engine components can gradually cause wear on the line. This wear can eventually create a small hole. And if gasoline escapes through this hole and is sprayed at high pressure onto engine components, which can be very hot, a vehicle fire can be triggered in just a few seconds. And that's no laughing matter. A whole range of models are affected, including the Ford Puma, Ford Fiesta, Ford Transit, as well as the Tourneo Courier, which were produced between November 2021 and September 2024. Dealerships should contact affected vehicle owners directly. Each vehicle needs to be thoroughly inspected, the condition of the fuel lines checked, and if any signs of wear are found, they will be replaced. After Ford and its massive recall, now let's turn to Volkswagen, where the situation is very different, but just as concerning. Volkswagen is indeed preparing a major transformation of its lineup. Specifically, this will result in a simplification of the range and therefore the almost simultaneous disappearance of several models that have been well known for years. So why is Volkswagen doing this? Simply to save money. When everything was going well, during prosperous times and Volkswagen was making a lot of money, they were very happy to offer their customers all kinds of body styles, all kinds of engines and platforms. But now that the golden age of European cars is over, Volkswagen, like other brands, is forced to save money on the development and production of its cars. They want fewer body styles, fewer special versions, fewer models, fewer platforms, and instead, they want to reuse as many components as possible across all their vehicles. We don't yet know which models will be discontinued. We only know that Volkswagen intends to remove from its lineup all the models that don't sell enough or on which the brand doesn't make enough profit, to focus only on what sells and what brings in revenue. According to Volkswagen, the multiplication of references and models has ended up harming profitability and industrial efficiency. There are already two models that will disappear, the Touran and the T-Roc Cabriolet. And even though Volkswagen hasn't specified the other models that will leave its lineup, it has confirmed that there will be several more. Specifically in the lineup, we should still be able to find Volkswagen's best sellers and classics, namely the Golf, the Apollo, the Passat, the T-Roc, the Tiguan, and the Touareg. And even though it's not confirmed yet, it wouldn't be surprising to see Volkswagen discontinue its ID. Buzz, its Tayron, which barely sells or doesn't sell at all in Europe, the Golfwagen, the Volkswagen ID.7, and maybe even the Taygo. We'll know a bit more in a few weeks when Volkswagen reveals its strategic plan for the coming years, which should include many model discontinuations and also many job cuts. We know that about 50,000 jobs in the Volkswagen Group will disappear by the end of the decade. At the same time, Volkswagen has confirmed that this could have an impact on other brands within the group. It's true that at Volkswagen, at Audi, for example, or even at Cupra, we'll find several models that reuse platforms or engines from Volkswagen. If Volkswagen stops producing them because they're removing them from their lineup, there's a strong chance that we'll also see their counterparts at Audi and Cupra, and even Skoda, disappear from their respective lineups. Anyway, it's a real upheaval we're witnessing in Europe when it comes to the automotive industry. I hope you found this video interesting. If that's the case, feel free to show it by leaving a like and subscribing. Of course, don't hesitate to check out the channel's partner and this video's sponsor, Autodoc. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow for the next one. Bye.